What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Polo Evolve. I'm back with another video. Today's a quick little trade recap for the day. As you guys can see, netted about $765 today. And I'm going to walk you guys through some trades that I took. So, as you guys can see, I'm on gold right now, and gold has hit all-time highs. We have all these areas marked up, but listen, this daily, previous daily, ended up closing well above the all-time highs. And in this case, yeah, this is like, it's bullish, man. I know we're at the end of the year, but this has happened time and time again. I've seen this happen last year, maybe the year before. I've seen this happen where even though it's December and maybe price action should be choppy, it ends up not being choppy. And our job is just to adjust to whatever the market gives us, right? And if the market is showing us that it wants to break above, sure, we're going to capitalize on that. So I'm going to break it down. You guys see I have all these levels marked up, and I'm just creating new resistances and supports as they come along. But ideally, I knew last night once the candle closed for the daily well above, I already knew that during Asian session that we'd have a good chance of it continuing, and that's exactly what I did. I just had this, and I originally had the stop loss at the current candle low as it broke the highs and created all-time highs, and I just took a little piece of the pie. That's simply all I did in that case, and I ended up making about $200-300, I believe. And then the rest of my profits came today when the price started to correct, and it started to close in my direction. I can show you guys on the lower time frame. See on the 15 minutes, even on the 5 minute, that's where I took my entry here. That's where I took my entry here, and you guys can see, yeah, straight to profit. This is where I actually ended up taking my entry, right about here, but it ended up tapping my profit target. And listen, I took a little piece of the pie. Yes, you can see that price kept running, and in this case, normally I would have been a little salty, or I would have had FOMO. But as you guys can see, I've locked myself out, and the reason being is because I'm profitable today. Yes, the market conditions are hella juicy today, and there's a lot of money to be made, and I'm sure a lot of traders have capitalized on this entire move, or a bigger chunk of it, and they've made way more than $765. But I don't really care. Can I replicate this process over and over again, right? Again, this is a simple trade. These are simple trades that I'm taking. It's just simple breakouts, nothing crazy. As you guys can see, candles are closing above the resistances that I had, and I ended up just taking those trades. Here as well, I see that it's starting to reject, and it went down, and I basically took a little breakout, anticipating that it would correct the move. It's very simple, and I had a tight stop loss about like $200 here, and to basically make about $500 to close out the day. Now, I like to be in and out the markets very quickly. I don't like to stay in there too long. I've realized that it messes with my psychology. Now, there are some people that can stay in there longer, and kudos to you, but I like to capitalize on the moves right when the volume hits, right? So this is when market open, maybe New York open, NYSE open, all of these things. Those are the times that I want to hop in the market and basically take my little piece of the pie and keep it moving. So a lot of people, I'm going to show you guys my profits as well for the month, because I did get a payout of about $1,000 on Friday. That was about 1,083. I had a video outlining it, and I'm still on a win streak. So I'm on a 7-day win streak here, and yeah, you guys can see that last week I made about 2K. This week I'm already up 1,000. Now, I don't know if I'm going to trade 24, 25, 26. I know there's news tomorrow, but definitely on Christmas and Boxing Day, probably not going to trade, and that will probably be it for the year. But nonetheless, I'm up 3K on this funded account, and I went from basically constantly getting funded and not being able to get a payout to getting a payout, and now I'm well on my way to getting my second payout. Right, I've already reached the buffer mode. So I was here at 2K, and if you guys know what Top Step's new rule is, it's essentially your first payout, you take 50%, and then I think you have to exceed the balance that you were at beforehand. So if I was at 2K and I took half of it out, I have to reach that balance once again, which in this case, I'm pretty much at that balance. So now anything I make on top of this, I can basically withdraw as well. So I'm looking to I'll probably look to get another 2 to 3K before I take another payout out. And then I want to scale up next year. Now, in terms of advice that I could give you guys, like, listen, I went from being unprofitable as fuck for 5 years. And then this year, like last year, I got my first payout from a funding Pips, which is a Forex firm. And then from there, I just blew account after account after account. I was never able to replicate it. And then this year, this entire year, I was getting funded time and time again, but I never got paid out. And the best thing I could tell you guys is your external habits matter more than you guys think. I kid you not. Like, nobody, a lot of people do not have the issue of reading the charts, understanding how candlesticks move, price action, whatever strategy you have. It's likely that your strategy works, but the only problem that a lot of people end up facing, including myself, is their psychology. And how do we fix that? It's your external habits. It's not what you do on the charts. Perhaps you're over trading. Perhaps you're getting greedy. Maybe you're FOMOing into trades. Maybe you're over leveraging. All of these things. These things are a byproduct of your external habits. So if you're not, for example, if you're not sleeping on time, if you're going to sleep late, you're spending time doom scrolling, playing video games, smoking weed. I don't know what you're doing at night, but you end up going to sleep late and you end up waking up late. You're starting your day off on a bad note, and that's going to translate into the charts. I want you guys to understand that. That again, this is an example that I could use myself because I thought I was locked in, but I wasn't even sleeping on time and waking up on time. I thought because, oh, I'm a trader, I can kind of have a little more leeway. No, that's not the case. You have to treat this like a business, and you have to be strict. You have to be stricter on yourself than a 9 to 5 would be. And this is why a lot of people, when they go to a 9 to 5, they're able to, I guess, like, follow the rules, because there's a boss literally telling you what you need to do. And if you don't do these things, then you're going to end up losing your job. But when it comes to trading, you are your boss now. You need to set those rules for yourself. And if you fail to set those rules and actually follow through with those rules, bro, you're cooking yourself. You're just, and this is, again, I'm being a little harsh on the camera, but this is how I speak to myself now. And because of this, the way I speak, and I'm being strict and I'm being rude to myself, you guys might think it's rude, but it's really just, I need to kick my ass. I need to kick my ass into high gear. If I want to be profitable, if I want to be amongst the top 10% of men, top 1% of men, I need to make sure that I'm strict on my routines and I'm actually following through. Because guess what? Those people that are in the top 1%, 10%, 20%, whatever, they are strict on themselves. And if I'm not emulating what they're doing, then who am I kidding? How am I going to reach the goals that they have reached? Clearly, they're doing something right. And if I think, oh, yeah, I can reach the same goal, but I'm not going to do what they're doing, like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So please, your external habits matter. You guys got to be going to sleep on time. You have to be getting some sort of physical activity, meditation, reading nonfiction books that are going to actually give you knowledge. These are things that I would recommend myself. Again, you're going to find your own routine. But for myself, I realized I had to stop spending time with negative people that were not aligned with my goals and my vision. I had to block out a lot of things in my calendar, make sure that I'm constantly busy. Starting this social media, kind of getting into the social media game, has also allowed me to become more disciplined, I suppose, because now instead of spending so much time on the charts, I'm getting in, getting out, and then I'm creating videos, I'm creating content, which, I'm sharing my knowledge, which is something that I'd love to do with, I want to share my knowledge and hopefully help a lot of people out there break free from their dweeb ass mindset. And again, I used to have this dweeb ass mindset. I used to be smoking and drinking. I used to not take my life seriously. I used to basically just mess up, right? Like, I kept hitting my head on the wall thinking that I'm going to get different results. But all I had to do was stop hitting my head on the wall, and actually do what I knew was the way to success, which, again, I'm not saying I'm successful by any metrics yet. Yes, I did get a payout, and that is something that 90% of traders have not been able to do yet. Nonetheless, I still have a long way to go. I'm just simply sharing what has worked for me thus far, and hopefully some of this can actually, change somebody's perspective on how they view their personal journey, right? Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Of course not. Anything worth having is going to be hard to get, and anything that is easy to get is not worth having. It's simply how it's been. And that, why do you think, cars like Ferrari, Lamborghini. These cars are hard to get, but they're worth so much. People look at them and they put such a high value on. I know it's materialistic things, but these things have a high value in our society. Why do you think it's hard to get? And as opposed to something like a Toyota Corolla. Now, those are easier to get. It's still a car. It's still great. You should be grateful if you have a car that will be able to, that you can hop into and take you to A to B. But listen, we're looking to upgrade our life over here at Polo Evolve. That's the whole point of this channel, Polo Evolve, right? We're evolving every day. We're getting better by 1% every single day. Hopefully what I've said kind of resonates with you guys. And if it doesn't, well, I guess this video is not for you. But nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I am going to continuously make more videos. Maybe I'll trade tomorrow. I know there's some sort of news tomorrow. I think it's unemployment claims, if I'm not mistaken. That would probably be the last day for the year. We'll see. I mean, so far today, Monday and Tuesday have shown some pretty good market conditions. But nonetheless, we're going to look to slow down as the year is coming to an end and most likely resume next year. But thank you guys for watching, and peace.